There's a moment in life when you feel it, a quiet stirring in your soul, a deep knowing that something extraordinary is on the horizon. It's not something you can see or touch, but it's there, like the first faint light of dawn breaking through the darkness. This feeling, this inner certainty, is often the first sign that God, your own wonderful human imagination, as C.S. Lewis might describe it, is about to give you something big. But here's the catch. You won't find this sign in the world around you. You'll find it within yourself. C.S. Lewis, one of the most profound thinkers of the 20th century, often spoke about the power of imagination and faith. He believed that the unseen world is just as real, if not more real, than the physical world we perceive with our senses. In his writings, Lewis explored the idea that our inner world, our thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions, shapes our external reality. When God is about to bring something magnificent into your life, the first signs won't appear in your circumstances. They'll appear in your soul. So how do you recognize these signs? How do you know when something big is on its way? Let's dive into the wisdom of C.S. Lewis and explore the profound shifts that happen within you when God is preparing to bless you in ways you can't yet imagine. Before any great transformation, there's always an inner shift. You might not notice it at first, but over time, you'll feel it, a quiet confidence rising within you, a sense that something is changing, even if you can't quite put it into words. This is the first and most important sign that something big is coming your way. C.S. Lewis once said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. But before that dream becomes a reality, it starts as a seed in your imagination. You begin to feel differently, think differently, and even act differently. The doubts and fears that once held you back start to lose their grip. Instead of worrying about how something will happen, you simply know that it will. This inner knowing is the foundation of faith, and faith, as Lewis often reminded us, is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. This shift isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's as subtle as a newfound sense of peace or a quiet excitement about the future. You might notice that you're no longer as affected by negativity, or that you've started to detach from old habits and patterns. These changes are signs that your inner world is aligning with the blessings God has in store for you. Before we proceed, I invite you to watch a short presentation that reveals how to unlock God's miracles and step into your divine calling. You'll find a link to the life-changing presentation in the description below. Be sure to watch it after this one. That's my special gift to you for coming across this video. Moving on. C.S. Lewis understood the power of imagination better than most. He believed that our imagination is the birthplace of all creation. Before anything exists in the physical world, it first exists as an idea in someone's mind. This is the law of assumption in action. Whatever you persistently assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, will eventually manifest in your experience. When God is about to give you something big, you'll feel it in your imagination first. You'll start to assume the state of already having what you desire. This isn't wishful thinking or pretending. It's a deep, unwavering conviction that what you seek is already yours. As Lewis once wrote, what you see and what you hear depends a great deal on where you are standing. It also depends on what sort of person you are. If you assume the state of being the person who already has what you desire, the world has no choice but to reflect that assumption back to you. But here's the thing. This process requires persistence. The world will test you. You might face delays, resistance, or even moments of doubt. These challenges aren't signs of failure. They're signs of transformation. Just as a seed must push through the soil to grow, your assumptions must push through the old beliefs and limitations that no longer serve you. If you stand firm in your inner knowing, the world will eventually rearrange itself to match your new reality. One of the most powerful teachings of C.S. Lewis is that the night is often darkest just before dawn. When God is about to give you something big, you might experience a period of difficulty or uncertainty. This isn't a punishment or a sign that your desire is being denied. It's a necessary part of the process. Think of it like this. Before a seed can break through the soil and grow into a plant, it must first endure the pressure of the earth around it. Similarly, before your blessings can manifest, the old structures of your life must make way for the new. This can feel like chaos, but it's actually the universe rearranging itself to align with your new assumptions. During this time, you might face moments of doubt or fear. You might start questioning yourself or wondering if your desires are even possible. But these thoughts are just echoes of your old beliefs, trying to reassert themselves. The key is to persist in your inner knowing, even when the external world seems unchanged. As Lewis once said, "Courage, dear heart." The storm doesn't come to break you, it comes to clear the way for something greater. When you fully assume the state of your desire fulfilled, something remarkable happens. The world begins to conspire in your favor. You'll notice small coincidences, unexpected opportunities, and doors opening that you never even knocked on. People, events, and circumstances will align in ways you couldn't have planned. This isn't luck, it's the outpicturing of your state of consciousness. C.S. Lewis often spoke about the importance of trusting the process. He believed that the moment you assume something as true within yourself, the universe has no choice but to bring it into form. But this requires patience and faith. Just as a planted seed takes time to grow, your assumptions take time to solidify into form. If you persist in your new state, ignoring the seeming lack of evidence, you'll soon see the fruits of your inner work. The greatest sign that something big is coming into your life is the moment you no longer feel the need to force or chase it. The anxiety and desperation that once accompanied your desire vanish, replaced by a quiet assurance. You no longer ask, "When will it happen?" because in your heart, it already has. This is the moment when you fully assume the state of being the person who already has what you seek. And in that state, manifestation is inevitable. But here's the beauty of it. When you reach this point, life begins to feel effortless. You stop striving and start thriving. You no longer feel the need to control every detail because you trust that the universe is working on your behalf. This is what C.S. Lewis meant when he said, "Faith is the art of holding on to things your reason has once accepted, in spite of your changing moods." Even when the external world seems slow to catch up, you remain steadfast in your inner knowing. You understand that the delay isn't a denial, it's simply the universe aligning all the pieces to bring your desire to life in the most perfect way. You might start noticing synchronicities, those little moments that feel like divine winks. A song on the radio echoes your thoughts. A stranger says something that feels like a direct message to you. These aren't random occurrences. They're confirmations that you're on the right path. The universe is speaking to you, reassuring you that what you've assumed is already on its way. And when you see these signs, you'll feel a deep sense of gratitude, not just for what's coming, but for the journey itself. Because in the end, the journey is where you discover your strength, your faith, and your ability to co-create with God. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." But dreaming isn't enough. You must dare to believe that your desires are not far away. You must dare to assume that what you seek is already seeking you. When you do, you'll see the evidence unfold before your very eyes. The greatest sign that something big is coming into your life isn't found in the external world. It's found within you. It's the quiet confidence, the deep knowing, and the unwavering conviction that what you desire is already yours. Trust that knowing, hold to that vision, and soon what was once only an inner reality will become your outer experience. But how do you get to that place of unwavering belief? It starts with small, deliberate steps. Begin by visualizing your desire as if it's already yours. Feel the emotions you would feel if it were real: joy, gratitude, excitement. Let those feelings saturate your being. C.S. Lewis understood the power of imagination, and he knew that what we imagine with feeling becomes our reality. He wrote, "What you see and what you hear depends a great deal on where you are standing. It also depends on what sort of person you are. If you stand in the assumption of your wish being fulfilled, you become the person who already has it. And that's when the magic happens. You might face moments of doubt, especially when the external world seems to contradict your assumption. But remember, the world is only showing you past beliefs. It hasn't caught up with your new state of being yet. This is where faith comes in. Faith isn't blind optimism. It's a deliberate choice to trust the process, even when you can't see the full picture. As Lewis said, faith is the art of holding on to things your reason has once accepted in spite of your changing moods. When you choose to hold on to your assumption, no matter what, you send a powerful message to the universe. I believe, I know, it is done. And then one day, you'll wake up and realize that something has shifted. The desire you once longed for now feels natural, inevitable. You'll no longer feel the need to chase it because you'll know, deep in your soul, that it's already yours. This is the moment when your assumption has taken root and the universe begins to reflect it back to you. Doors will open, opportunities will arise, and you'll step into the life you've always imagined, not because you forced it, but because you dared to believe. So I ask you again, what are you imagining right now? What do you assume to be true about yourself? Because that assumption is shaping your life. If you felt the stirrings of change within you, if you've sensed an inner shift, know this: God, your own wonderful human imagination, is preparing something great for you. The promise is already yours. The only question is, will you assume it boldly and unwaveringly? Dare to believe, dare to assume, and watch as the promise unfolds before your very eyes. If you found this video valuable, your support through sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel would be priceless. See you in the next one.